Hey everybody, this is Scott from Lawrence Hypnotherapy, and welcome back to day 8 of the headlines that convert. And I want to take you through a little bit of mindset stuff today, because this is something that really sets people up. That if you believe in the subconscious, I've been doing hypnotherapy full time since 2010, plus marketing work as well. And the attitude, the mindset a person has, really dictates the outcome. So gun versus goose is something that one of my coaches talked to me about, like when I did his course, which was about 20 grand, and then on top of that, you fly around the planet to see his seminars, which was a lot of fun, so much fun. But this is kind of like the difference between the people who make it work and the people that will never make it work in their lifetime. The attitude of, I will make it work versus when will this work. The person who says, when will this work, basically they'll launch one headline once and they'll go like, didn't work. Versus the other person who, they take responsibility for their outcome. And so if you've studied anything to do with psychology, if you've seen like the efficacy map or the cause and effects, basically gun is that cause where you're a causal agent, and goose is like the victim or the effect side, where just things just happen to you when you have no control. So this is really the mindset to come from. Really check in with yourself, because the difference between being on one side or being on the other column is really just stopping and checking sometimes, or being thoughtful versus being desperate. In your ads, if you just sort of go just discount all the time and keep smashing people with the same stuff, then of course you'll be in the when will this work mindset. But when you're thoughtful, like when you ask yourself, what does my reader really need to see in a headline right now? Then there's friendly versus intimidating. And so of course that the meaning of your communication isn't what you meant by it. The meaning of your communication is how you get received by the other person, especially when it comes to marketing. And so if you come across as friendly, you will get more money. So whether you're doing videos or whether you're doing headlines of just posts, that you can come across as direct, but if ever you come across as rude or scary or intimidating in any way, people will basically just back off from it. Even tradies, even football players, it's not just women that will back off from an intimidating ad. It's everybody. So make sure that your ads are friendly. Grateful versus entitled. Grateful where when you have a win, you celebrate them, you announce them. You don't go like, oh, I didn't get enough. So entitled is like the choosy beggar, where they're not really doing a single thing to save themselves, but they're expecting all these results to fall on their head, even though they're not necessarily doing the steps. And then makes time versus makes excuses. I love that saying that if you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. So in a way, there's no way around this saying. It's that if you fight for your goals, you get to keep your goals. If you fight for your excuses, you get to make your excuses. So we done some maths a little while ago. We worked out that for you to watch 10 hours of business training per year, it only costs you 1 minute 39 per day. And so there's people that after 5 years have still not watched 10 hours of business training because they've said they make excuses, like they don't have time. Whereas everybody can make time, everybody can make 5 or 10 minutes. There really is no excuse unless you make an excuse and you fight for the excuse, and you get to keep the excuse. Or you fight for the time and then you get to keep the time. Then there's flexible versus stubborn, because sometimes you need to change your approach. So just to give you an idea of what I've been able to do just in the last couple of days, is that here's an old post that I reshared again. So with this, where it's $37 for the early bird before we put it up to $250, we've had 10 people buy this in the last 10 days. So that's $370 in the last couple of days just from that. If that makes sense, it's just amazing that you just put something on the internet and money comes through. And so obviously, because this one's just a test, I like to do tests on the side. The majority of our work is for much higher price programs. There's 2.5K, 5K, and 10K programs that we sell. The 5K one has been our most popular, but this one, just check out the people saying I'm in. These are all people that have bought the program. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you come from the gun side, not from the goose side, and we'll see you tomorrow.